Hi there, it's Jenna from scribblinggrace.com. Today I have a quick little Bible journaling with me video on how to paint a little bunny in your journaling Bible. I had wanted to do this page for Easter on Matthew 8 verse 6, which says, "He is not here, for he has risen. As he said, come see the place where he lay." And I had made this little printable and I had plans to do this page for Easter, and then I just never got around to it. But you know what? There's no wrong time to celebrate Jesus rising from the dead, right? So though it's not close to Easter, we can still do this page with no regret and no qualms, right? So I'm using this little free printable that I made, and you can get it for free on my website at scribblinggrace.com/EasterBunny, and I'll put that link in the description below. You can just head on over there and download this little bunny printable, and I am just using this as a little traceable for my page. So I just stuck it under where I wanted it to be on my Bible page, and I'm using a micron size 04 pen to outline it, pretty much exactly like my printable already is. The printable has a bunch of different lines, so I'm just going over those lines multiple times. That kind of creates a little bit of a fuzziness, furriness to my bunny, and makes it not so super duper perfect, a little bit of whimsicalness as well. So you of course could use this printable in any way that you want. You can use it as a coloring page, as a tip-in. You can trace it like I am. I would encourage you to have fun with it. So I'm just going over all those lines, tracing my bunny onto my page. I want to point out that I am going to be using watercolor for this page, so I'm using a waterproof pen. The Micron pens are waterproof, as well as the Tombow Food No Suke brush pen that I love to use all the time, so you could use that type of pen as well. Just be sure to use a waterproof pen if you're going to do the same way that I am. Or you can just paint it without the pen marks as well. So yeah, as always, I'm just here trying to provide inspiration and some information. So just enjoy and do what is meaningful to you. I'm just adding a few little hairs coming out of my bunny to try to add a little bit of furriness there. Because I'm just using watercolors and I'm not super great with technical animals, I'm doing things the easy way, and why not, right? We're not trying to create the most beautiful masterpieces. We're just trying to enjoy our time spent in the Word and glorifying God. So I'm also going to go ahead and do my lettering beforehand, and I am writing out "He is not here, for he has risen," and I'm going to go ahead and use that Tombow Food No Suke brush pen that I mentioned earlier to do my lettering. Once I went ahead and I finished this page and I added the watercolor on top of this, I decided that I wanted my lettering to be a little bit thicker, so you'll see me change it up a little bit later on in this video. And then I'm just adding some grass, and then I am going to switch out my printable page for just another blank sheet of printer paper. It just helps me to see what I'm working with a little bit easier now that I don't need that traceable. And I did use pencil. I do not prep my pages with anything. So if you were to use gesso, adding that pencil on top of it can create smudges. It's really hard to erase pencil off top of gesso or page prep. So that's something to keep in mind. I don't prep my pages so I can be free to use pencil. And I also only use supplies that I know don't bleed through for the most part in 99% of my pages. And you can find links to all the supplies that I'm using, all my favorite supplies, posts, and all the fun stuff that you need to create this page, again, and the blog post goes along with this video at scribblinggrace.com/EasterBunny. So I'm just painting my background first. You could totally paint the bunny first if you want. There's no no rules to this. And I'm just taking a big flat round paintbrush and just painting on a blue sky background. I'm just keeping this really nice and simple. You, of course, could make this way more intricate if you want. You can do it simpler. I just took my paintbrush and I just dabbed it all around my page, kind of creating a nice, fun texture. I didn't need anything super smooth. I wanted to see those little pools of paint, so that's why I dabbed the paintbrush onto the page. But again, I encourage you to have fun with it and do what you want to do. I'm just using my heat gun here to dry that background, and then I'll go ahead and start on the bunny. For my bunny, I'm just going to pick out a brown color and a copper color from my Kuretake Gansei Tambi watercolor set. The set has 36 pre-mixed colors, and I just love it to pieces. It's really great because I don't have to worry about blending my own colors for the most part, unless I want something really specific. So for the bunny, I'm just keeping it really simple. I know some bunnies can be white and whatnot, but I'm just doing a little simple brown bunny here. And again, just taking a flat or a round, small round paintbrush this time, and I'm just dabbing that paint onto the page. That's my big thing. Just get that paint on the page. Don't let fear hold you back. Just try it out and go for it. I, again, am looking to keep that texture, so I'm just blotting the paint around in different places around my bunny. That'll kind of help give some definition or dimension to my bunny. And just adding a little bit of copper color here and there just to add a little bit of a difference to my little bunny's face. And because it already has those outlines, we don't need to worry too much about creating the shapes or shadowing or anything like that. We're just keeping this nice and simple, beginner friendly, painting onto that page. I'm going to take a little bit of a red color to fill in those ears, and that's it for my bunny. Then I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of grass using some green. To paint my grass, I'm just going to take that tip of my round paintbrush, applying as little pressure as possible, and just swipe upward. Just kind of dabbing and swiping upward to create a little look of some grass. Really super duper simple, but still striking and still beautiful. So again, as I said before, I decided that I wanted to thicken up the lettering once I finished the background and the painting. So again, I'm just taking that same Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen. This brush pen has a flexible tip. It's like a felt marker with a flexible tip. So basically, if you apply little pressure, you get a nice thin line, and if you apply pressure to the pen nip or tip, you get a nice thicker line. So that's how you're able to create calligraphy with it. And again, all those tutorials for my hand lettering will all be linked in this blog post at scribblinggrace.com/EasterBunny. So I'm just going to finish up thickening these downstrokes and the rest of my lettering, and I'm going to add some shadow or highlight with a Uniball Signo gel pen, just a white gel pen, to just kind of help my lettering pop a little bit. It's one of my favorite little tips and tricks for finishing up a page. I just love to add a tiny little hint of that white gel pen on the downstrokes of my letters, so the thick part of my letters, and it just helps it to look, make my lettering pop and make my page look nice and finished. And that's really it for my page. Even though it was easy, there's nothing wrong with easy. It's still like just so beautiful, so cute to me. I just love this page. So I hope that you do too, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. For sure to head on over to that blog post to get the printable and find all the links, supplies, and all the fun other tutorials and stuff to check out at scribblinggrace.com/EasterBunny, and it'll be linked in the description below. You could also see that I did not have any bleed through with this page, so that's just something to keep in mind as well. So, all right, I hope you have a wonderful day. God bless.